Welcome back to the guest list.
Yes, sir.
Hi guys, hello.
Grabe.
Magandang araw sa inyo.
Magandang araw to everyone that's watching. My name is Jayvee Advincula.
Ryan Tanada.
I'm Jon Herrera.
And welcome back again to the
Guestlist.
Wow! Medyo parang feeling ko tagal natin hindi
Oh, yan.
nag-podcast.
Kasi busy si Ryan eh.
Yeah, sorry
Busy si
House of
Ryan.
Colab.
Every time I'm asking, Ryan, busy ako, bro.
Buti nga binigyan ko pa yung oras ngayon.
But actually, indeed, John, busy naman. Actually, not just Ryan, but of course,
Of
all of
course.
us. Kasi I think the last time we did the podcast was pre-season pa ng season 5.
Before
Yes,
launch
before.
with Icon Boys.
Yes,
Yes.
Icon House.
Yes.
So true. Ryan, so far, but before we start, kamusta ba ang simula ng season 5 cycle 2 ng The House of
Okay
Colab?
naman.
Spluk naman, may spluk.
Spluk? Meron.
Meron na kaagad?
Meron. Pero I leave that to FNC na lang muna siguro. Kasi inisiplo ko dito, mawala ng trabaho FNC.
Sa bagay.
Diba? So, pero maganda yung nangyari ngayon. So far, I'm happy with the result ng Season 5. Syempre, ngayon, pinapakilala pa lang natin yung mga content creators ng Season 5. Nag-start pa lang silang makilala at mahalin ng mga audience natin. And I'm confident enough na we'll get there. Kung saan man narating ng Cycle 1 or higher pa sana.
Yes.
Sana all.
Yun ang process di ba?
Yes.
Trust
You have
the
to trust the
process. And John, also, I heard you did a one-on-one with a few people there.
Yes, I actually haven't met all of them.
Yeah.
You know, and we have to do one-on-one coaching, parang career coaching, we talk about goals. Syempre, we have to talk about earning. So they know that this is the path.
Yeah.
This is the process.
True.
Parang freshman year talaga.
Exactly. Katulad rin ng pinagdadaanan ng ating podcast na The Guest List,
Yes.
we're just getting started.
Yes.
And thank you sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta at nagda-download sa Buzzsprout at sa lahat ng
Thank you,
mga
everyone.
nakikinig sa ating Spotify.
Apple Music as well. Thank you for sharing. Keep sharing,
Also other platforms din, like Facebook, YouTube,
Yes.
and
Yes.
yung mga mga snippets natin
On
lumalabas
TikTok
yan.
also.
TikTok,
TikTok,
Instagram,
Yes.
also in Facebook.
Yes. So ang ating platforms ng The Guest List, of course, is Spotify, Apple Music, Fairfax Network channel across all social media platforms. And again, before we begin, I just want to say opinions expressed by the guests and hosts are solely theirs and do not reflect the opinions, beliefs of the show, channel, or its affiliates.
Yes, sir.
So, John,
Yes, sir.
balita ko meron tayong guest ngayon.
Yes, I'm excited because this guy, you mentioned him parang season 1, season 2.
Yes, season 1.
Parang ex-celebrity. Parang he stopped doing showbiz and he wanted to come into the House of Collab.
Yes, balita ko parang boy next door ang
Oh, yun,
datingan.
boy next door talaga.
Diba?
Chick boy ba? Chick boy? Or boy?
Tatanong natin sa kanya. 'Di ba? Pero tingin ko ito yung tipo ng season 1 pioneer
OG.
na OG at
Yes.
hanggang ngayon from the entertainment and celebrity business up until to social media. Alamin kaya natin kung ano ang ginagawa ngayon ng ating guest. So Ryan, can you say something about our guest and introduce him as well?
Actually, perfect siya na guest natin. Pinag-uusapan nga natin kanina, Cycle 2, di ba? Kakapasok pa lang nila. This guy, nanggaling siya ng Cycle 1, Season 1.
Wow.
So from the start, pioneer. So sa mga nanonood dyan na Cycle 2, Season 5, I hope you can learn something.
Yes.
Hindi lang sa akin kasi lagi naman na kayo pinagsabihan ni John, JV, tsaka ako. I hope you guys can learn something from our guest then today.
Yeah.
Very good. So without further ado, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, our guest here at the guest list, let's all welcome Jervy Delos Reyes.
What up, Jervy? Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a
Welcome,
while.
Jervs.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bro, may request ako, Jervy. Introduce ka namin, di ba? Pwede mo bang introduce mo din kami yung naman yung ginagawa mo ngayon, yung the way nung sports casting naman.
Oh, agad-agad yan.
Oo.
Grabe, parang napasubo.
So ito si Ryan siya, basketball introduction. Si John DJ introduction. Ako pwede bang wrestler introduction?
Wow.
Mga
Medyo
Triple
mahirap
H,
to,
yung mga tipong, woo, gano'n ba yun?
Triple X. Jake the Snake. Pakita yung snake mo, JV.
So, Kuya Rai Basketball, Sir John, DJ, Sir Jayvee.
Wrestler.
Pero bagong lahat, I just want to say hello sa mga viewers natin
Yes,
dyan.
welcome,
And
Jervy.
It feels good to be back
Yes,
here,
sir.
especially with Sir Jayvee, Sir John, Kuya Ryan.
Welcome home, Jervy.
Yun, so ito, game na ba?
Game.
Game.
Ano game?
Game!
Medyo
Samples.
kinakabahan ako.
Ganito kami dito sa guest list.
Agad,
On the
agad,
spot.
agad.
On the spot.
No rehearsals.
Yes.
Okay, game. Live now at the guest list, we have wearing jersey number 21, Ryan Tanada. And of
Nice.
course, together with, let's get ready for the hot music and astonishing music, we have DJ Jon.
Yes!
And the last, we have the most strongest wrestler in the world.
Yes.
We have Jayvee.
Put your hands up!
Let's go.
Utang galing, no?
Diba?
Ang galing.
Parang MC Paolo.
MC pa. Wow, Jervs. Kung nagtataka kayo bakit namin pinagawa yon agad-agad sa isang Jervy Delos Reyes, later on, we will discuss kung ano bang ginagawa ni Jervy ngayon. So, Jervy, nag-hi ka na. Reintroduce yourself again to the fans of the guest list and of course, the House of Colab. Yeah, pakilala ka lang, Jervy.
So yeah, I'm Jervy Delos Reyes, coming from the season 1 of the House of Colab, one of the pioneers, and of course, 23 years old, turning 24 actually next month.
Happy birthday,
Advance, bro.
So tumatanggap na po ako ng regalo, especially sa mga
Gcash dito.
Ilalagay yung Gcash dito ni
QR
Jervy.
code.
Gcash na lang. So yeah, right now I'm working as a sportscaster or sports commentator, and I live in Makati, Poblacion.
Yun, neighbor ko siya. Neighbor ko siya.
Neighborhood.
Oo.
Party.
Party. And he's now a co-sign, live streamer na. I'm giving him co-sign.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Thank you to co-sign for Ryan
Oh,
shirts.
yan flex naman natin ang ating
Co-sign
co-sign
is your bike.
worldwide.
So, live selling na si Jervy.
Bakit hindi kayo nakakusign?
Kasi walang size eh. Yes, go ahead, Jervy. As a sportscaster, siguro doon natin simulan yung Kasi bakit natin doon sisimulan? Kasi ang podcast, somehow, relative ng pagiging sports. Talking rin di ba? And there's a little bit of science about sportscasting. Kasi parang, I don't know. I watch a lot of basketball. Pero grabe yung mga, pag sa PBA, yung
Sports
parang,
analysis.
noliluksin, umatake, lumay up,
JV?
may kasama pang foul.
JV, wait lang, JV. Noliloksin talaga. Nakakala tayo edad mo dyan, JV. Hindi na nila kilala si
Johnny
Noliloksin.
Abariantos! Sino yan? Sorry, JV I'm a Gen Z. I don't know who that is.
Noliloksin?
Bakit? Kasi nakita ko lang siya sa Wikipedia. Di ba?
Jaworski for the three!
Mas matagal na yun.
Sean
Jaworski.
Chambers! Sorry. Sean Anthony na lang.
Jervy, kwento mo naman sa amin, paano ka nag-start as newscaster?
So before I got into this field na pagiging sports commentator or
Yes.
sportscaster, I'm working as a call center agent talaga. Ito yung kakalabas ko lang na House of Colab. So I tried to find a job to sustain itong pamumuhay ko dito sa Manila. So I applied in a call center company. Then natanggap ako. I was working there for like 6 months and then nagti-TikTok ako about sa pagiging call center agent, ganito ganyan. And then
Panood namin yun.
and then one
POV.
POV, yeah. And then one day, kasi naalala ko, nilalagay ko tong email ko dito sa bio ko sa TikTok. So, if ever may collaborations or endorsement, they can contact me there. So, yon. After nun, one day, 6 months na ako nun sa call center Biglang may nag-email sa akin like a company. So, they asked me if I'm available to go to their office so we can talk. But for me, it looks like a scam to me. Parang scam. Parang medyo sketchy na bakit ang bilis?
Yeah.
Gusto nyo ako agad papuntahin sa office.
Tapos parang
nyo,
out of nowhere, biglang
out of nowhere. Tapos I gave them my number, they called me, and English speaking na,
Okay,
"Dr.
kaya
Jervy, do you want to come here on our office so we can discuss a job for you?" Ganito, ganyan. Tapos nung tinanong ko, "Where is your office?" They said, "Somewhere in Makati." So sabi ko, bakit di ko i-try? Like, shoot my shot on that time. Pumunta ako. As in, wala akong pamasahe kasi hindi ko pa sahod nun sa call center. Wala akong pamasahe. Nangutang ako ng pamasahe sa tropa ko. After nung pumunta ako doon, tapos pagdating ko doon, sabi ko, Makati. Ang taas ng building. Nakita ko yung building niya, sabi ko, parang hindi scam for me kasi andun siya sa may parang medyo sabihin na nating high class na na building, ganon. So pagpasok ko doon, pagpunta ko sa office, nagulat ako, puro foreigners. Like yung environment niya, wala kang makikitang Pinoy. Lahat foreigners. So nagulat
Parang
ako.
House of Collab, parang for foreigners.
Tapos nagulat ako, pagdating ko doon, inassist agad ako ng guard, ganito, "Hey, Sir Jervy, are you Sir Jervy?" Ganito, ganyan. Sabi ko, yeah. Tapos may finilapan. Tapos may kumausap sa akin na Taiwanese ata yun or Malaysian. Tapos tinanong niya, doon in-explain na, "Do you want to be a sportscaster or sports commentator? Because we saw your TikTok accounts that you are like creating a content. I think you have a potential." Sabing gano'n. Gano'n ako. So, tinry ko siya. Mga after 3 days, nagka-job offer na ako sa kanila.
Wow, congrats,
Congrats,
Congrats.
And then after nun, pinag-sample nila ako ng live hosting. Yung gano'n, yung wari, live now, yung mga gano'n. So ako, wala pa akong ka-idea kung paano gagawin yun. Kasi first time ko like mag-work as a sports commentator. So sabi nila, it's okay, just do your thing, ganito, ganyan. So nag-hosting na ako doon sa kanila like in front of the Chinese, Taiwanese, Indian, nandami nila puro foreigner. And then after nun, sabi nila, are you okay if you want to undergo a training? Sabi ko, go. It's okay.
So may training din pala.
Yeah.
How long was the training?
Umabot ako for almost like 2 months.
Oh, wow.
months.
Ano siya, parang
2 months.
live broadcasting training sa mga sports?
First training ko is about basketball. Parang you have to learn what is basketball and football. Kasi ang kino-coverage ko as of now, basketball and football. So,
Football,
parang,
not soccer. Football. Soccer. Mismo.
Soccer.
football.
Soccer yata eh.
okay.
Parang soccer siya in England. They call it soccer. Pero football siya. Like yung World Cup.
Never, alam mo, never ko na nalaman. Actually, ngayon ko lang nalaman kay Jervy. Thank you. Yung difference. Kasi some people call it football.
Yeah.
So there's like football where you have a quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some
Yung
people
American
say
football.
football. It's like, wow, very interesting, Jervy. And congrats.
Yes.
And siguro, I'll start off with a question na, did you ever see yourself as a sportscaster in your entire life while you were younger before this opportunity?
Ito medyo nakakatawa to Kasi when I was younger, or nung bata pa ako, pagka nasa CR ko, talagang ginagawa ko na yun.
Wow.
Like yung mga live now, yung mga gano'n. Kasi mahilig ako makinig sa radyo nung bata ako. So napapakinggan ko yung mga DJ doon. Tapos nung bata ako, siguro mga like 11 years old or 13 years old, ginagawa ko siya sa banyo. Tapos nung time na yun, sabi ko, pinapractice ko to dati nung nasa banyo ako Nung time na I perform in front of the boss, doon sa company na yon, inisip ko lang, nasa banyo ako. Tulad nung bata ako, galon. Nasa banyo ako, then tinry ko. After nun, yun, na siya, parang nakita ko na yung sarili ko doon.
Na-manifest.
Manifest.
Parang I see myself growing in that field, and right now, I want to grow and learn more, and I'm making room for improvements pa.
Wow. Very powerful words
Yes.
by Jervy. Actually, in any line of industry, tingin ko, if you leave a spot in your mind na you're open to improve.
Yes.
Not content, not parang complacent.
They call it Kaizen. Always improving.
Always improving. Ang galing, Jervs. And we're all very genuinely happy of your success. To be honest, when you started posting again on TikTok, even before the call center days, we're so happy that you're in a different
Yes.
environment, diba? You have any questions about Jervy?
First, I want to share din yung sabi nga ni Jayvee ganyan. Bro, nung lumabas yung mga contents mo na ganun, pagtingin ko, pinakita ko agad sa inyo, pinakita ko, even sa yung mga season 1, magkakasama kami nung season break, that's magkakasama kami. Sakita namin yung, before concert to ng House of Collab, magkakasama kami sa loob. Sakita namin yung content. Sabi, nagaganto pala si Jervy. And then sabi ko, we didn't have an idea na kaya mo pala yung mga ganito. Kasi nung season 1 din naman kasi medyo limited yung hosting natin
True,
Nag-start
true.
nung
And
yung
January lang pumasok
Yes.
si Jervy nung time.
Yes. And nag-start yung mga hosting namin, actually season 2 Doon nag-start yung Dito Live, yung MW Cash Live. I always think, sabi ko, kung yung time ng season 1, ginagawa natin yun, tapos Jervy was there, I was like,
Feeling ko pang ESPN na to si
oh,
Jervy.
yeah, totoo.
Diba? Kasama mo sila Shaq, sila Kenny. Diba?
Kasi yung ngayon, pag pumapasok yung mga content creators sa loob, isa sa mga tinetrain namin sa kanila is hosting. Hosting, tinetrain talaga namin sa kasi most of them, if not all of them, wala talagang experience when it comes to hosting.
Actually,
Nahihiya
si
magsalita.
Morengs lang yata yung tao
Yes.
na
Yes.
pumasok ng The House of Collab na very natural.
Yes.
Oh, yan.
Exactly.
By the way, happy Dorings Day pala. today.
Dorings Day.
3 months.
Dorings
Yes.
Day.
Yes.
And congratulations,
Yes.
Morengs,
Yes.
for I think a couple of days ago, top 11 on
Top
Spotify.
11 Spotify.
Yes.
Please
The
also
entire Philippines, shout out.
Yeah.
Abangan mo, magta-top 9 kami. Joke lang. Joke. I know Jon is a very good speaker. What are the things that you noticed on Jervy's improvement na lumabas lahat dito sa sportscasting?
First of all, when he came in, even at the concert, his energy is different. His energy is very, I would say, there's a new Jervy. And I think this is also, for all content creators out there, never give up because he was just doing TikTok. And for me, I'm very proud that he still chased his dream and the doors open. And I feel like when we spoke earlier, before you guys came in, we were talking about the sports industry. And I was saying, you know what? This is a perfect area because no one's really dominating the sports area. His mentor is Anthony Sontay.
Yeah. Sir
And I know
Wow,
Anthony.
really?
One of
Anthony
my
Sontay?
mentors
I know
right now.
Vince. I know all
Sir
the.
Anthony
I know
Sontay.
sila Dominic, and no one young. Kasi Tony Atayde went to. What's the name? The brother Atayde went to ESPN in the States.
Oh, okay.
Talaga ba?
He went to the States. So there's no more young caster that's doing sports. Yeah, young or and I say Jervy, this is the perfect
New
time
wave.
to dominate. And you see guys like Jervy, who's at TikTok, he's doing all these, he has experience and he's putting it into his craft. So we were talking about podcasts and how to make his brand bigger. So I'm so proud of Jervy. And you learn to recreate yourself. You learn to never give up. And the fact that you didn't give up. This episode should be about winning with Jervy Delos Reyes.
Agree.
Winning. Winning mindset, diba?
Winning mindset
Yeah.
by Jervy. Yes, Jervs. Syempre bago tayo dumating sa I know nagsimula tayo sa topic na sportscasting. Of course, we highlight the success of our guest and syempre, we want to know more of the journey going there, 'di ba? And as John mentioned, winning. Kasi every time you win, you have to go through the best reward in winning is when you go through hard work,
For sure.
when you go through pain,
Yeah.
when you go through difficult times,
And losses.
and of course, when you experience losses. So, the Jervy right now, nag-contribute ba yung, meron ka bang mga pinagdaanan before na struggles para sabihin mo sa sarili mo na, no, I need to chase my dream, I need to do something different. Jervy, can you share some instances, maybe even before the House of Collab or during the House of Collab that you encountered bago ka makarating sa success mo ngayon?
Tsaka in which lahat naman tayo pinagdaanan.
For
yan.
sure.
Yes,
Before kung nasan man tayo ngayon, lahat tayo dumaan sa dark times, struggles, failures until kung nasan man tayo ngayon. So,
Exactly.
excited kami na marinig yan, Jervy, kasi for sure maraming matututunan yung mga viewers natin. Even kami, maraming matututunan din kami sa journey mo for sure.
So for me siguro, simulan ko nung pagkabata.
Yes, go
Oh,
ahead.
let's start it.
So, nung bata ako, I came into a broken family and hindi naging maganda yung pagsasama namin ng family. And then after that, siguro, just to make the story short, hindi ako lumaki sa parents ko eh. So, laking lola ako nun eh. Laking lola ako. So, my parents came home when I was like 13 years old or 12 years old. Noong time na yun, patay na yung lola ko, doon lang sila umuwi. So parang, nung bata ako, parang doon na nabuo yung pain sa akin. Na bakit ngayon lang kayo umuwi kung kailang patay na yung nag-aalaga sa akin yung lola. Tapos after noon, parang na-diagnose ako with depression. Last 2016, I was diagnosed with depression.
Ilan taong ka nitong batang pa nito? Kung 2016
Parang
pa?
15 years old. I was diagnosed with depression kasi napapansin ko na noon, parang medyo iba na yung mood ko. Sometimes I will cry with no reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes sobrang saya ko. Sometimes sobrang hyper ko. And then my mom just decided to take me into a psychiatrist. So nagpa-check up and then the psychiatrist told my mom na itong anak niyo po is merong depression. Suicidal depression kasi that time I was about to take my life, ganito, ganyan.
At that young age, 15 years old?
Oo.
Wow.
Parang it came from my family. It came from the burden. Pero for me kasi, right now parang I learned how to handle my emotions. Kasi for me, when you got a depression, you don't have to be in denial. For me. Kasi it works for me. It helps me a lot na you just have to accept. Kasi minsan may mga taong may depression na hindi naman ako baliw eh. Hindi naman ako ganito eh. Hindi naman ako ganito. Kasi the more na dinedenay mo sa sarili mo, the more na naaano yung utak mo eh. Ano ba nangyayari sa akin ganito ganyan? The more na nagsa-self-pity ka. Pero for me, it works for me na you have to accept the truth na meron kang depression. Kasi you can never cure your depression if you won't accept na meron ka nun.
I agree.
If there's a
I
problem,
agree.
you have to
You should
accept.
acknowledge the problem so that you can figure out the solution. Diba? So, to everybody that's watching right now, some people might think, depression, at a very young age. But, guys, let's never downplay these kinds of things kasi this is really happening and some people, we don't know, mga kasama natin sa bahay, sa
Especially
trabaho,
for men.
diba?
Especially for men.
Especially for men.
Yeah.
At saka yung sinabi niya kanina na dapat maging open ka kasi para malaman din ng mga taong nakapaligid sa'yo. At least they know how to support you. Kasi or kahit na hindi support kahit yung at least they can understand you. Kasi kung hindi nila alam, tinatago mo, how would they know, di ba? Mahirapan sila maintindihan ka. Bakit siya biglang ganyan? Yung tipong nag-iiba yung okay naman tayo ngayon, biglang ganyan ka, di ba? Pero if alam nila, they will have parang mas bigger understanding sa'yo, di ba?
Yun nga. Kasi the more na try to understand what's happening inside you, the more na mas gagaan yung loob mo eh. Kuwari, if ever, sometimes I'm having a panic attack. Literal, nagpapanik na talaga sila. Kaya mas lalong lumalala. For me, parang hingang malalim, it's just normal for me. This is normal. I need to face it because I have depression. Parang ganun ako eh, for me. Kasi dati, hindi ako ganun eh. Pag nagpapanik attack ako, nagko-collapse ako. Kasi mas iniisip ko pa siya lalo.
Yeah.
Pero the more na you embrace, the more you embrace the pain, the more you will understand how to get out of it.
Embrace the pain.
Agree, Jervs.
Embrace
And
the pain.
guys, kung naririnig nyo, madali siyang pag-usapan. Pero in reality, iba-iba tayo. Iba yung mga taong may ganitong nararamdaman, whether it's depression, anxiety, or anything related to mental health. Jervs, can you share us ano yung mga ilan sa mga pinaka nahirapan ka and you challenge yourself na you made some, I'm not saying bad decisions, but during the time that when you had some peak episodes of feeling depression, ano yung mga nagawa mo na di naman siguro pinagsisisihan or mga nagawa mo na hindi mo na control pero at the same time na overcome mo?
For me, when I get depressed, parang it was last 2018. I remember, parang hindi ko pa kontrolado yung sarili ko nun eh. And I found a way on how to escape it, but on how to escape on that depression by, using drugs for me. Kasi dati, syempre, naghahanap ako ng outlet eh. I don't have friends, I don't have family by my side. So, yung drugs, yun lang yung naging way ko. Like, when I'm taking drugs, I was happy, di ba? Pero at the end of the day, tomorrow, paggising ko, andun pa din.
Yeah.
Di ba?
It's a temporary escape.
Pero hanggang sa na-addict na ako.
Jervy, 2018, ang bata mo pa nito. You're 18 years old at that time.
Jervs, if I recall correctly, okay lang ba i-share ko yung coaching session na
Yeah.
nagawa? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Alam mo, si Jervy, if you recall this, Ryan, back in season 1, we had a coaching session and I felt the most sincere person that opened up was Jervy.
Yes.
I saw the pain.
I think umiyak si Jervy
It's,
nun eh.
I mean, for a big guy like Jervy, in front of the cameras, to show vulnerability and openness is a very big thing. And lalo na for someone that has depression. Anong sinabi ni Jervy na parang, he said that during that time, he was battling
The demons.
which is the substances.
Yes, of course.
Hindi siya withdraw. Is it the withdrawal thing?
Parang withdrawal phase ko na siya.
Yes. So grabe yung nakita ko kay Jervy nung time na yun na parang, itong taong to, this is a person you don't want to mess with because he's gone through the darkest times and has overcome them. Meaning, hindi naman sa don't mess, but do not underestimate because this person can overcome whatever it is na iharap mo sa kanya. Diba?
He's been through worse.
Yeah. Do you feel that you've finally overcome that, Jervs?
Not finally, but on process.
On process.
And for me, siguro, one of the tips that I can give to our viewers right now. Kasi for me, dati out of control ako eh. Like, I'm being controlled by my emotions. I'm not controlling my emotions, but my emotions is controlling me.
Yeah.
Of course.
Ngayon, one of the tips that I can give to our viewers is, for me, if you can control what's happening in your life, just control how you respond to it. Kasi that's
Wow.
where your power is.
Yes.
That's a very
Ganon.
solid phrase.
Para sa akin. Kasi,
Proud snippet yan.
Oh, yeah. kasi for me, hindi mo makokontrol eh. Like yung mga negative things, papasokin sa buhay mo.
Yeah.
Now, if you can control it, control mo na lang kung paano ka magre-respond doon. Kasi
Agree.
the way you respond to it, doon magbabago lahat. Kasi merong ibang tao, kunwari ako, may pumasok na problema sa akin, and nag-respond ako doon ng biglaan. Like, di ko pinag-isipan, nadala ako ng emotions
We've
ko.
all been there.
Oo.
Same.
Yeah.
Parang ganun na lang siguro. If you can control what's happening around you or in your life, just control how you respond to it.
Yes.
Yung sinabi ni Jervy kanina na he's still on the process on yung
It's a continuous battle.
Yeah.
Yes, actually it's gonna be kasi before I had someone very very special sa buhay ko na who also had depression. So I kinda have an idea about it. And it's lifetime talaga siya na battle eh.
Yeah.
Yung mental health.
Mindset
Yung
talaga.
tipong okay ka ngayon, possible na after a month hindi ka. So it's really a long time battle talaga. Hindi siya yung
True.
okay na ako ngayon, okay na ako the rest of my life. Hindi.
And that's the winning mindset. The winning mindset is all of us encounters all these battles
Yeah.
within ourselves.
For sure.
And the most important way is know on how to react about it.
I
Because
think that's the responsibility.
Yeah.
That's the word, responsibility. You're responsible to react or respond properly, di ba?
Kasi parang one of the pinakamabigat na gagawin mo sa buhay mo is the decision.
Decide.
True.
Diba? Especially the mindset for me.
Yes. Sabi nga nila, kapag galit ka or kapag nalulungkot ka, usually ang unang-unang pumasok sa isip mo na sabihin mo or gawin mo is usually the wrong thing.
Opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Because your influence, as Jervy mentioned, your emotions are controlling you. And in general, Jervs, napakagandang sharing ng ginagawa. I'm sure there's a lot of people, especially the Gen Z these days, are very emotional. And I've heard a lot, and I've seen, and I've met. I know a lot of people that are battling, might not be depression itself, but mental health issues.
For sure.
Diba? So, Jervy, I'm very proud because I've seen, since I think we've known each other, the four of us, for more than a year already. We've seen the ups and downs, and still you're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still
Diba?
standing.
Still standing,
Still winning.
still winning. So
Yeah.
the winning mindset of Jervy, grabe. Grabe, nakaka-proud. And by the way, before we move on to our next question, I just want to say that you can all watch us on Fairfax Network channel Facebook. Doon ang ating full episode. Some of our snippets will be found on Fairfax Network channel TikTok, Instagram, and also on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we're also on YouTube.
Yes.
And at the same time, we are on audio, which are on...
Spotify, and
Spotify,
Apple
Apple
Music,
Music.
Amazon Music, Buzzsprout.
Yes.
So search.
Search nyo lang, the guest list.
Yes, and again, we want to remind you guys that opinions expressed by guests and hosts are solely theirs and do not reflect the opinions, beliefs of the show, channel, and its affiliates.
Yes, true. And bakit kailangan sabihin yan? Is because we're talking about a delicate topic. We're
Yes.
talking about depression. We're
Mental
talking
health.
about mental health.
Yes.
Lahat tayo iba-iba
Very
kung paano.
sensitive.
Yes. Lahat tayo iba-iba kung paano natin i-battle to. And I think the person that we have right now, which is Jervy, is anything na sinasabi niya ngayon is his own battle.
Yes.
And if you guys want to take and follow that or not, nasa sa inyo yan. And this is, Jervy is just speaking for his battles. And I think it's a good, these are good advices, di ba?
Yes. I wanted to ask Jervy a question. You know, you say you went through some type of dark times. Do you think your depression was from your, because I'm a parent now, I have 2 kids, and I study all these parenting, you know, why they go through trauma, why they go through depression, and there's this thing called fatherhood trauma I just found on TikTok. So for me, just for context, my father passed away very early, like 13, and I went through a depression, a dark age. I also, you know, went through a time where, you know, I wanted to do something stupid. But for me, I feel what saved me is meeting the right environment, meeting the right people, the support
Surround your support system, no?
Yes, and I think being around good energy and also I think the healing of understanding why things happen and accepted. You know, life is not fair. I always Jayvee said life is not. But you know, when you're parang poker, when you deal the cards, you still can play the game and still keep on running. And I
Agree.
feel like, you know, with Jervy, I would like to tap on, you know, the healing process. You know, not everyone talks about this, especially me. You know, maybe this is the first time you're here from me.
First time I've heard. I've known you for the longest time, bro.
You know, this is a topic because guys out there, girls out there, you know, if you lose a parent, it's not the best because you don't know what you don't know. 2 is a man doesn't express his emotions because there's so much parang, you know, like
Manly.
like you know, you want to prove, you know,
Bangas eh.
lalo na yung mga Pinoy.
Matigas.
Because of,
Waka mo nga tenga.
yeah. And I was raised by women, and the thing is, you know, how do I become a masculine guy when I'm raised by women? So maybe you can explain the process. Like, was it because you had a relationship with your mom or your dad or your lola? Where do you think the hurt came from the most?
Actually, magandang tanong ni Jon. Kasi ngayon ko lang din naisip, meron tayong common ground, tayong up. I think that's father figure.
Yes.
Jervy came from a broken family, sabi niya kanina. So hindi niya nakasama yung father niya. Your dad died when you're younger.
Super young. But I don't know him. Yeah.
Jayvee
Raised
came
by a
from
single mom.
Ako naman, my dad is an OFW. As in, nakakasama ko siya siguro once every year lang. Sobrang birang-bira ko siya nakasama. I think yun yung lahat tayo parang medyo...
And look at where...
You have to learn how to hunt when you have these type
and
of
look at where
situations.
all the 4 of us are right now. We are doing the winning mindset.
Yeah.
And that's why this episode is called The Winning Mindset with Jervy.
Yes.
So, the answer for Sir John's question for me, kung saan nang galing? Kasi for me, there is a lot of branches kung saan pwede manggaling yung depression mo. There is love, there is trauma, and there is anger. Pero lahat ng yon, isa lang, pain lang yung kakalabasan nun for me. That is pain.
Yeah.
So for me, you have to find it. Kung saan nga ba nanggagaling yung pain na yon. Pero for me, I think it came from the anger for me. Kasi parang yung mindset ko nun, bakit iniwan ako ng parents ko? Bakit lola ko lang nag-aalaga ako sa akin? Ganun. And the time my lola passed away, tsaka lang sila umuwi.
So, lalo ka nagalit. No?
Doon ako lalong nagalit na kung kailan namatay yung lola ko, bakit ngayon lang kayo umuwi? Bakit ngayon lang kayo nagpakita sa akin? Kasi nung bata ako, especially lahat naman ng bata, hindi maintindihan yun eh. Pero once you grew up, maintindihan mo kung bakit.
So, apart from that, Jervs, after we all know, actually, feeling ko madami sa mga viewers natin and our listeners na it came from the parents talaga. How about fast forward to the most recent times? Are there anything, like for example, with season 1, is there anything in THOC na you're entering a mansion with different personalities?
Yeah. Di ba yun parang culture shock sa'yo na parang out of biglang pagpasok mo dun, iba agad. Kasi we have a content creator now sa season 5 who have the same problem or struggle.
Anxiety,
can
social.
I drop the name?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Si Chelsea, nung pumasok siya,
Chelsea.
new content creator siya.
Okay.
Pagpasok niya parang nag-breakdown siya ng 3 straight days kasi siya sabing anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Sabi niya na parang she's not used to house na ang dami niyang kasama. So pagpasok niya parang
This
na-culture
new energy
shock daw
na
siya,
ano na
parang
siya,
ganun. Parang ano
overwhelmed.
to, parang ganun. So ayun, did you have the same feeling ba or other parang struggle when you entered the House of Colab?
Ako, nung pagpasok ko, naging masaya ako actually. Parang,
Actually, naman siya eh.
parang no
Too
panic
much.
attacks for me.
Parang alam kong bakit masaya si Jervy.
Hindi, kasi that's
Wala, naalala ko nung first 2 days wala ako nun. Si Jervy, nung pagpasok ni Jervy.
Oh yeah, actually,
so, wala ko idea.
Actually,
Ano
tayo
nangyari
dalawa,
first 2
Jervy,
days.
ang
Oh.
madalas nag-usap.
Yeah,
Kasi
wala
Ryan
ko
was in a project that
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Can you share to us your experience there, having this kind of, I'm not saying fragile,
A
but
new environment.
a new environment.
Naging masaya ako that time kasi before I got inside the House of Colab, kinot off ko na yung mga friends ko outside. Kasi yung mga friends ko outside, parang kinot off ko kasi yung mga friends na yun is parang kind of, nadadala ako sa mga negative things.
Are we
Nega
talking
chance.
bad influence ba?
Bad choices in life,
Yeah.
ganun. So, kinot off ko sila. And pagpasok ko sa The House of Colab, naging masaya ako kasi I got a new set of friends. Parang nagkaroon ako ng social life na into positive things na yung mga tao nakakasama ko. Parang nakahanap ako ng outlet, kumbaga. Ganon. And then after that, mas lalong naging masaya ako kasi nga, dumating yung point na I depend my happiness on someone inside the House of Colab. Parang ganon yung nangyari. Pero wala din eh. Parang mas lalo ako na for me.
We've all done that. We all
May
have
tanong
show-
yan. Jervy,
may follow-up question.
may tanong si Ryan.
Bibigla sa akin, pinasa bigla. Ayaw sige, Jervy, sige. Since sinabi mo yan, can we address the elephant in the room? I think this is okay na naman.
Before we address the elephant
This is
in the room, John, meron ba tayong mga gustong pasalamatan?
Yes, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Home Sweet. Thank you.
Yes.
Undocs, Mav, thank you so much.
Mav,
Co-Sign
what up?
Apparel, Thrive, and MW Cash.
Yes, sir. MW Cash. Guys, if you're wondering why the House of Collab has a lot of things that we're doing Season 5, we're doing podcasts, we're doing Spotify, we're doing a lot of things, is because maraming nagtitiwala sa amin.
Yes,
So thank you
sir.
so much
Thank you to our sponsors
sa lahat
supporting.
ng sponsors. Sana magpatuloy tayong lahat tulungan at umangat.
Yes.
So going back to Ryan's juicy question.
Pero before yun, naalala ko kasi nung season 3, sinabi ko yung sentence na yun eh. Okay, I want to address the elephant in the room. Lahat sila, ano pong ibig niyo sabihin? They were like, what do you mean by
Tagalogin natin yan. Tagalogin natin.
Ayun, parang ba ito siguro
Pag-usapan natin ang bagay na gusto naman nating tanungin talaga.
What's the setup?
Okay, sige.
So the setup is Jervy came in, he saw a lot of good energy. And with good energy, you feed off
Yeah.
of it. And na-inspired siya sa mga tao.
Yes.
Siyempre.
Mga
tao.
So Jervy, napag-usapan natin kanina. Ito, sinabi ko kanina na nung lumabas yung sports casting mo, pinakita ko agad sa kanila. Tapos yung pinakita ko sa sabi na, nakita rin daw nila.
Sino yung sila?
Sino sila?
Wait lang. Darating tayo dyan.
Masyadong hot seat to Masyadong hot seat.
Actually, nako yan. Girls, pwede ba pumunta muna kayo sa ano pa kayo? Hindi makasagot ng maayos yung guest natin
We're
dito.
all professional here. And
Work is
Yes.
work.
Work is
Yes,
work.
work is work.
Work is work.
Yes.
No.
So Ryan's question.
Jervs, nung time kasi nga nung concert, before concert, nagre-rehearsal kami ganyan. Nakita namin yung mga videos mo sa podcast, yung nag-ano ka nga sports casting, sports commentator, and then we're very proud talaga sa iyo na grabe ang galing ni Jervy, hindi natin alam na may ganito pala siyang talent, na kaya niya palang ganito.
Because some
ganyan.
people just give up. Like, people don't do
Yes,
anything, honestly.
yes. Then again, I have to address the elephant in the room. One of the people that's very proud and happy for you is actually Celine. Yeah, she no, honestly, she was like, nga Ray, sobrang happy ako. Hindi ko alam na may ganyan pala.
May ganun actually, Sir J.
May ketchup ba kayo dyan? May ketchup.
Yun. She's very proud and happy sa nangyari.
We
sa
all
inyo.
should be.
Yes.
That's a
And
good.
Talaga naman, nakita kasi namin yung Jervy nung, alam naman, the past few months and then the Jervy now, na grabe, ang laki talaga ng improvement mo. What I want to ask is, when is the last time na nag-usap kayo ni Celine and naging okay na ba kayo ngayon? Or if not man,
Si Boy Abunda pala to.
or
Tito Boy!
or
Jervy!
Parang di
Kailan
na...
tayo nag-usap kayo ni,
or
Sabihin mo naman, gusto mo sa camera. Ano ang gusto mo pa sabihin kay?
Podcast pa ba to? Podcast pa ba to? Parang di na parang talk show na to
No, okay, this is okay. This is probably the reason why. Because people who are watching need to know how to confront life.
Yeah.
Life is colorful. But if you don't know how to
Yeah.
be an adult and learn from it, and I'm very proud of Jervy because a lot of season 1 never came out of the dark hole. Some people are still in their holes.
And that was part of the process,
Yeah.
part of the journey.
And you need people to give you inspiration, give you clarity. And it's parang the 5 people you meet in heaven. You want to have someone to take you to the next level and
Yes.
kind of wake you up, you know. You've had people wake you up.
Yeah.
You've had people wake you up. May distant kayo. And for me, and I think we've got to give props to the people that, you know, that come in your life. If they're in your life, yes. But if you're not in your life, cool. But I also want to see, like, from Jervy's perspective, how that affected you and made you a better person. And maybe you can talk about, you know, what you learned about yourself from that process.
Yeah.
So, ano ulit yung question ni Kuya Ryan?
Ito na lang, Jervy. Para mas better na lang ganito. Let's say, nandito si Celine. Example lang nandito.
Wala dito si Celine.
Kasi-
Wala, guys, wala.
Kunwari,
Celine, kung nanonood ka
kunwari
man.
naririnig ka ni
Celine,
Celine
Celine.
na nakikinig naman
Shout
talaga
out.
siya. Ayan. Jervy,
Kung
kunwari.
nakikinig ka, Celine, share mo naman tong ano.
Gusto pa tawagin natin siya. Jervy, if you have any message na lang for Celine. Kasi ako...
Wait. Before. Sorry, Raya. Gusto ko kasi malaman. Marami rin kasi hindi naman nakakaalam.
Yes.
So, as Ryan said, I think if we're talking about the House
Yeah.
of Colab na, sabi ni Jervy, meron siyang naging parang support system doon.
Yeah.
The
Yung
content
pinag-usapan natin kanina.
Yeah, the content creators. And someone was inspiring Jervy. Tama ba? Yun yung...
Sabi nga niya kanina, he depended
My
yung
happiness.
happiness niya to someone.
Let's take it from
During
there
season
and give
one,
it to
yeah.
Jervy.
Yeah, Jervs, can you tell us more about
More
this
or less.
happiness and what happened from the beginning?
Actually, first of all, I learned about that happiness. So sometimes kasi yung happiness talagang marami kang matututunan
Yeah.
Masaya ka Parang ma-absorb mo lahat Yung moments, yung ano na, yung learnings, yung ganon. Pero that time kasi, I was so down when I got inside the House of Colab. And that time, masaya ako kasi I have social life na into positive things. And there is only one person that got my happiness into 100%, like above the ceiling.
Above the ceiling.
Sana all! Like above the ceiling. Kasi,
Parang Red Bull, ah. Above the
kasi
ceiling.
the time that we talk about life, parang ano siya more on learnings talaga. Masaya ako kasi I absorbed something from her and she absorbed something from me.
Yeah.
And this her that time is
Celine.
Celine.
Celine of
Yes,
Bella.
Celine. Shop out. We all know her.
Ayun nga. That time, siguro ang mali lang sa akin is I made her my world.
You gotta make her the universe na lang.
I made her my Milky Way, my Mars. Pero, ayun nga, siguro yun lang yung mali sa akin. Doon lang ako nakakita ulit ng ganong happiness.
Wow.
That's why, parang
Celine has
masyado
that effect
ako.
on me too.
Yeah,
Celine
that's
has that.
why I got a touch
Yeah.
to her a lot. Ganon. And then after that, parang akala ko, yun na. Pero parang nagkalabuan.
Yeah.
Tapos after nun, sabi ko, parang mali ko. Mali ko talaga.
Pero alam mo, Jervy, even though hindi nag-work talaga kung yung sa inyong dalawa, for me, positive pa rin yung nakita ko nung season 1. Kasi ang dami pa rin na-inspire.
For sure.
Ang daming kinilig. Ang daming natuwa dun sa story yung dalawa. Kasi,
That was the first love team I've experienced.
exactly.
I was
Yun
saying,
yung sabihin ko,
Team Sevi.
the-
Shout out.
Savvy, hashtag savvy.
Celine and Jervy is the first homegrown love team ng House of Colab.
And
Kasi,
they were viral that time.
Viral.
yes. Nung pumasok kasi yung Katniel, they're already a couple pero yung talagang nabuo sa loob ng mansion, it was Celine and Jervy.
That's
yung
actually
nakauna.
true.
Diba?
Sila ang pioneer.
Yeah, silang pioneer ng mga love
OG,
team sa
OG.
loob ng
OG love team.
And they were very, very strong during at
For
that
sure.
time. I remember this during season 2, nung si Celine yung nasa loob.
Lawrence, if you're watching.
Everyone is commenting, everyone is waiting for you to get inside the House of Collab. Di ba?
Parang nabitin sila.
Oo, like, dami talaga nag-ano.
Because I think you could feel it real. Like I felt it. I'm like, huh? I'm like, what is this? And like,
It is real.
No, I thought it was fake. I didn't know. It was like,
It is real.
What's
Meron
a love
akong
team?
CCTV
Google
footages
pa,
eh.
what is a love team?
Joke lang.
Meron pa yung ano? May CCTV? Meron.
Meron.
Okay, yan.
De joke lang.
Sa paid subscription.
Yes.
Kailangan mag-subscribe.
Yes. Everything my partners,
Yeah.
my co-hosts here mentioned is true.
Yeah.
And the reason why the people and the viewers loved
Yeah.
that partnership or love team
Yeah.
was because it was genuine.
For sure.
And at the same time, alam nila yung pinagdaanan ni Jervy. Na parang for them, maraming kinilig and marami ring na-inspire.
Yes.
Because of the story of Jervy. I'm sure for the people that know a Jervy Delos Reyes, it wasn't a clean slate history. Diba, Jervy? We can all admit to that. And even us.
It never is.
There's never a clean slate.
Yeah.
And the viewers, it's not, they saw the organicness of this love team. And they wanted it because it's organic and at the same time, as our title of this podcast is The Winning Mindset. Even though we all went through these hard, dark times, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. And Jervy and Celine showed that in season 1.
Yeah.
May idea kung paano natin tatapusin tong podcast na to. Mag-ano tayo? Parang since sports commentator, sports
Yan.
what if we have a debate? You guys are team Kobe, we're team LeBron.
Wag naman.
Because you guys love
Wag
Kobe,
naman.
di ba? We
I
love
know Kobe
LeBron.
kasi on another episode when I took Kobe Bryant out 3 times when he came to Manila. Personal concierge,
Okay.
personal entertainment. So I took care of his special needs. But that's another episode.
Sorry dyan, ordinaryong estudyante lang kami nung mga panahon
Kasi,
na to.
Actually,
matanda na si John nun eh.
Yeah, actually, I took out other players, but I only know Kobe because he asked for special requests. So that's another. But Mamba mentality still. I think we all try to be Mamba. Rest in peace, Kobe.
So why do you think is Kobe better? So why do you think Kobe is better
The
than
rings,
LeBron?
the rings, the rings.
The rings.
Is it just because of the rings?
Maybe.
Ibang topic to. Akala ko ang hihirit ni Ryan na magandang ending is paper game. Alam niyo ba yun? Paper game.
Paper game.
Oh, just go. Paper game.
Just kidding. Kidding. Again, thank you so much everybody for supporting our podcast, The Guest List. We're on to, I think we're almost 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Expect a lot of things and a lot of guests that we will bring here at The Guest List. And before anything else, John, you want to say anything to Jervy before that?
Yes, Jervy, I thank you and honor you and respect you
Yeah.
for coming here, especially showing up. One of the things I've seen from other past, casts is to recreate themselves. I think you're setting the bar for people who leave the House of Collab and do something. You still can recreate yourself in a short span of time. So, I think, I see so much potential in you and I hope to collab with you in many things. And yes, thank you for supporting Cosign. We'll be sending you your extra large shirts. And yeah.
Yes,
so-
speaking of Cosign, thank you so much sa lahat ng ating mga sponsors na bumubuo ng
Yes.
The House of Collab, Fairfax Network Channel, and of course, ang aming podcast na The Guest List. Thank you so much, Home Suite, Andox, MW Cash, Top O. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This is actually our 9th episode on our
Lucky
podcast. We're all available to be watched and to be listened to on Fairfax Network Channel social media accounts and of course on Spotify, Apple Music, Buzzsprout, sa lahat ng mga gustong pakinggan kami while on commuting, while driving. And of course, we honor our guest today, Jervy Delos Reyes.
Thank you,
so much.
Jervy. Thank you,
Winning
bro.
mindset.
Winning,
with Jervy
winning
Delos Reyes.
mindset with Jervy Delos Reyes.
Bro, happy kami na nandito kahit nakasama ka namin.
And I hope sa FNC din, sir.
Of course!
After that, ay. Set up na.
Nagpaparinig sa talaga.
Happiness na siya.
Alam ko na. alam ko na kagad kung ano yung unang-unang episode mo dito sa FNC.
Hindi, pwede bang ako mag-host, no? Tapos guest ko sila.
Wow, ano?
Ay, grabe.
Tapatan. No, but we're all very happy, Jervy. As I mentioned, the Guest List and the House of Collab, Fairfax Network Channel. Ang goal lang naman namin is if you want to absorb it, we're here to teach you and
Yes.
share to you our learnings and experiences and of course from our guests. Gusto lang namin lahat i-share sa inyo kung makakatulong man sa inyo or not. At the end of the day, we're just here not to bring down anybody but to uplift everybody and bring out their full potential.
Yes.
So, again, my name is Jayvee Advincula.
Ryan Tanada.
Jon Herrera.
Thank you for watching us. Again, this is
The Guest List.